Make sure to check out bit.com. It is a premier cryptocurrency exchange with huge savings, up to 80% available for new users. This is my favorite exchange of all time. It's got great options for leverage futures trading. It also has cryptocurrency options. Yes, that is a thing, and you can literally trade them like stock options on a options ladder. You can get rewards just for depositing. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. Thank you so much for listening. What is going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back again with another cryptocurrency video. Today we're going to be talking about Solana, which had a massive rise followed by a very rough downfall, and the end is nowhere in sight. In fact, this could be the end of Solana as we know it. Not only has the price been performing horribly, but we have a whole bunch of issues fundamentally with Solana, as it's halted block production once again, and validators prepped for a restart of the network. This is now the 8th time that Solana has failed and had to shut down the network, restart it, etc. This is not normal for a blockchain. There's serious questions in terms of the decentralization. In fact, at this point, it's pretty clear that Solana is not decentralized whatsoever, and that it is really running more like a sort of Web3 or Amazon Web Service server than anything else. And long term, right? I mean, the only goal, I've said this before, the only goal of a blockchain network really is to remain in uptime and stay running. Well, if we're having monthly halts of the network, then that's a huge problem, and that has been the case for Solana, seeing several in just the last few months alone. And what makes this even more concerning is Solana is a top 10 crypto, right? And guess what else was a top 10 crypto just a little while ago, and was seen as one of the blue chip coins, just like Solana was, is Luna. And obviously everyone knows what happened to Luna. It completely got destroyed, and I am honestly starting to worry that Solana might be next. It is down massively in the last 7 days compared to most cryptos. You can see most cryptos up a little bit or down a little bit, but Solana is a strong underperformer here, down almost 12% in the last 7 days. It is now plummeting towards that $30 price level, which is kind of an area of support. We're going to talk about that in a second. Market cap at $13 billion right now, but we're at the number 9th spot. So just two more spots basically, and we'll be out of the top 10, which I can see this happening more quickly than people think. Now, could Solana one day recover to its previous glory? It is possible. I'm not going to say it is impossible, but with that being said, right, there are a lot of difficulties ahead. And in fact, not only difficulties, but we are experiencing things with the Solana network that could kill the network as we know it, right, and really send it down to the abyss. So we're going to be talking about the chart in just a second. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to those lower level price points that we've seen in just a second. But there's other things that I want to talk about as well, in terms of the fundamentals behind Solana, right? So first up, we talked about this, halt in block production, these recurring issues that we've seen with outages of the Solana network, which has been, the new norm for Solana, really. And the problems that this creates in terms of, liquidations for people using the network. You can't you can't move around your coins on the blockchain when the network is down. So I mean, it freezes the whole process for sometimes days, as we've seen it for Solana. And this has now caused a double-digit plummet for Solana, as it's seeing these back-to-back network halts. Is it a faulty network to begin with? At this point, it would seem like it, right? There's bigger issues at hand, in my opinion. Here you can see cleared out all the bots. Co-founder of Solana said after fixing the latest outage, they've been blaming various things DDoS attacks. They've been very blaming various things, but at the end of the day, right, I don't think any of that matters. Every blockchain is at risk of attacks or is being attacked on a regular basis, yet Solana is one of the main ones. Even though it is one of the biggest blockchains, it is one of the main ones that has been, you know, failing in terms of security, uptime, and everything that a blockchain is supposed to be. Now, we do have what some might see as a bullish news here that just came out, which was blockchain toolkit Alchemy launches Solana developer platform. Solana developers can now use Alchemy, the popular pick and shovel service that supplies tools to accelerate Web3 building. Now, Alchemy, best known for its Ethereum tools, now supports Solana development, and they are described as the Amazon Web Services of Web3. Development tools for Solana, you know, to strengthen the blockchain, create more uptime, etc. This can be seen, right, like Amazon Web Services, which are, you know, servers for Web3 and blockchains. But the problem with this, the reason why I don't like any of this, to be honest, is first up, you know, Solana is showing that it is not self-sustainable on its own. It needs third parties, it needs additional servers, decreasing decentralization. You know, when you have these third parties here coming into these proof of stake chains, it's a big red flag, and it shows that Solana on its own is practically worthless. I'm sorry to be so harsh, but that is the fact of the matter, right? If we need all these additional toolkits, servers, etc., then how are we different from literally using a regular website, a regular centralized, you know, software, which is basically what Solana already was to an extent, and now is being forced into being more centralized due to the issues that it's running into. That is just my personal opinion. So, you know, not financial advice, and these are just my own opinions. Everything I'm saying could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. Now, other bit of partially bullish news, once again, depending on where you see Solana going, depending on where you see all of this heading, Chainlink launches price feeds on Solana to provide data for DeFi developers. Now, once again, great news, but how much does this matter if the overall network, Solana, is struggling to the extent that it is? Now, things could get better. There are a lot of institutional backers of Solana. OpenSea has integrated them, but at the end of the day, look at this price chart. The proof is in the pudding. We peaked out at $250. There are videos of venture capital investors in Solana saying that they were going to dump their coins, and look at what happened, right? This is not, you know, some kind of obscure prediction. These are cold hard facts that we have seen with the VC investors dumping, and now, right, the proof that we're seeing live, which are these network outages, the need for more centralization to keep this blockchain alive. It's all bad right now, folks, for Solana. On top of that, right, Solana, which, you know, sometimes was called the Ethereum killer or the new Ethereum. Well, you know, Ethereum, despite it having its own problems, is still around. It's still alive and well. It's still functioning. Actually, gas fees on Ethereum are at an all-time low. And we now see Vitalik showing support for Optimism, which is a new layer 2 protocol. To be honest, I'm kind of tired of seeing all these thousands of layer 2 protocols, but it is what it is. I don't know that much about Optimism, though, to be fair, so I'm not talking about this token specifically, but Ethereum itself is a very functional blockchain on its own without any layer 2 added on top of it. But I understand that some people may want a layer 2 for various purposes. However, this is just to show you that this is making it even harder for things like Solana, especially if they're really functional, right? At least other proof of stake blockchains such as Avalanche, for example, or Tron, these are very, very functional layer 1 proof of stake blockchains, which is exactly what Solana is trying to be. Yet these ones don't have outages, right? They function very smoothly. They haven't had all these attacks, hacks, you know, network outages, centralization that we're seeing, at least nowhere near the extent of Solana. So that is why I really have trouble seeing much value in Solana right now. I also, on top of that, wanted to show you that, you know, I'm not the only one having these opinions. We can see here, this article as Polygon courts Terra developers, it takes shots at Solana. This is coming from Polygon Studios CEO Ryan Watt, which, you know, kind of tried getting some of the developers from Luna to move over to Polygon. Understandable. However, he did take that opportunity to throw some shots at Solana, and that was actually, you know, can be seen right here. It will be very difficult for them, Solana, to capture anything outside of PFPs, which are profile picture NFTs, if they're going to continue to have these level of outages and be centralized, right? So saying it's pretty straight up, I don't know if this is the most constructive criticism, but he said it like it is. I do see this perspective totally, right? Can't have these level of outages and centralization in crypto and last in the long term. It's just not how the space works. Also, I wanted to mention these other little bits of information here that we see, which is layer 2 platforms continue scaling Ethereum. You know, there's first mover advantage for Polygon here. And however, these network outages have plagued things like Solana, and it has been down for several hours before, including on this latest outage. And, you know, now we're seeing that on a weekly basis, 2 or 3 times they found downtime or the network is clogged. And on top of that, right, Ethereum is the only proven battle-tested layer 1 solution out there. And, you know, I do have hope in a few other layer 1 protocols such as Avalanche and Tron. But the fact of the matter, I will agree, is as of right now, the only one that I've seen over years of experience really holding up is Ethereum. That is the fact of the matter in terms of those I'm going to call it a proof of stake blockchain, even though it isn't fully yet. But that's the fact of the matter, right? I'm not going to consider Bitcoin in this this, you know, kind of layer 1 type blockchain, because I'm kind of focusing on proof of stake and DeFi when I'm talking about this. So that is the overall review of what I see going on. In terms of the actual chart itself, like I said, we got a huge parabolic run up. This is really like the .com boom that we're seeing here, by the way. So some of these coins, I'm not saying this is going to happen to Solana, but some of these coins, if not many or most of these coins, will disappear, never to be seen again. And they will just fade out in history. Now for Solana, we are coming up on a lot of support here around this $30 area. So I will give credit where credit's due. And basically right around this pretty much $30 area exactly is and was a previous important historical level, right? We can see that we had a lot of consolidation previously during that initial run up in this $30 area. And when we were back up here at the highs, there were a lot of people saying that Solana had to come back down and retest this $30 level. And now we're seeing that happen live. Could we fall a bit lower? I think we absolutely could, unfortunately, right? I mean, we do have even more support at $20, so maybe $20 will be the bottom instead of $30. But if we go below $20, there's barely any level, like any support left. Maybe $6, you know, we're literally talking about dollars at that point of in terms of price support levels. But $20 is going to be the final frontier before I would say Solana is sort of passed away. And that's just my own personal opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of this video. Also, make sure to check out my Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.